We now head to, well, Skype. Joining us live from Toronto via Skype is actor, director, comedian, and artistic director of the Canada contingent to the upcoming Carafesta here in Trinidad and Tobago, Rhoma Spencer. Good morning, Rhoma, and please accept our condolences. Are you with us, Rhoma?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to all the viewers at TTT Now morning show. You know, it's a sad day.
Absolutely.
Today in Toronto, in Trinidad.
In the world
for some of us here in Toronto too, who knows and have worked with Raymond himself.
Right, because his work has spanned certainly across many, many waters. But tell us from your personal account, how did Raymond Choo impact your life and that of course, the wider theatre community?
You know, it's been so long that I have known Raymond that I can't even remember when and how we met. But I must tell you that with the advent of RCK, Raymond Choo Productions, he gave to Trinidad and Tobago the idea, the notion that theatre is a business. Back in the day, as actors, we would perform basically for the cast party at the end. You know, there wasn't any payment. People weren't being paid per se. And when the likes of Raymond Choo with his production company came up, actors were being paid professionally for their work. Mm-hmm. And he has given to Trinidad and Tobago, he has debunked actually the myth about being starving artists. Yes. And at once we were able to see ourselves as creative beings being paid for the work that we were doing and not for a party at the end of the run of the play. He also gave to Trinidad and Tobago an alternative theatre space. It was called the Space Theatre in Breton Hall. And what I know now, what I didn't know then, is that for a theatre space to operate, for a theatre space to function, it has to be funded by the governmental sources, whether it's through the arts councils or the Ministry of Culture. Raymond Choo did it on his own. And it's probably one of the reasons why it didn't survive, because he was managing a theatre space based on the box office receipts. But remember that box office receipts also had to pay actors as well. It has to pay designers, stage managers, you know. So clearly it would have failed, you know. And since after that, you know, there was never a theatre space that was created by a theatre professional or any entrepreneur out there saying, hey, I'm going to open a theatre space. Outside of the Little Carrot Theatre, outside of the Central Bank Auditorium, and of course, the new space Napa and Queen's Hall. Outside of all of that, no one has ever since the Space Theatre came forward and opened an alternative theatre space for theatre practitioners in Trinidad.
Right. That is absolutely part of his legacy, and for that we are incredibly grateful. So definitely impacting not just you and the theatre community, but Trinidad and Tobago, the region as a whole.
And you know, he has given to Trinidad and Tobago the gift of laughter. He has turned upside down the notion. Back then, again, theatre was seen as, you know, almost a bourgeoisie thing, you know? Yes. It was for a privileged few. But when Raymond opened up with Raymond Choo Productions, presenting all these different comedies, people who you would least expect, you know, you would see come out to the theatre. And in those days, theatre operated from Tuesday to Sunday. All right? Thanks to Raymond. And through Raymond, I myself was inspired to also have my own theatre production house to produce my own work as well. And the very first thing I did was teamed up with the late Valerie Belgrave to produce her play Night of the Wolf. So his influence on me as well, not only as an actor, but also as a producer, he showed us, myself, people like Richard Raghubar Singh, Ricardo Samuel, Penelope Spencer. You know, he showed us, through him, we saw, hey, we too can be producers of the work that we want to do. Yeah. And it really hurt. It really hurt to know how he died, because, as I said, he has given to Trinidad and Tobago the gift of laughter. And I think the hurt for me would have been less if he died of a heart attack, right, or cancer or stroke, you know. But to know that he was murdered, stabbed multiple times, that is very hard to take. I mean, who would want to do Raymond Choo Kong that? I mean, if you really know the metal of this character, yeah. So, you know, I would not even speak to the state of crime in Trinidad and Tobago, because I'm numbed by it. But it hits home when it's within your immediate fraternity or your family.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I've lost the Gregory Singh. You know, less than a year ago. We opened the year with the loss of theatre designer Edwin Ermini, then Chris Smith, and now Raymond. So the theatre fraternity have been hit by Basil, that reaper of death, really, really hard in the last 6 months or so.
Well, first off, I completely empathize with you, as does the rest of the country, Rhoma. And we want to say thank you very much for articulating what many of us feel and maybe struggling to say today.